For my media coursework, we were given the brief to create 2 front covers, 2 contents pages, and a website for a new entertainment magazine that was being launched by Hearst. The content of my magazine must be suitable for retail distribution. My web pages need to include 1 homepage and 1 linked page. My cross-media target audience is a fun-loving 16 to 25-year-old mass-market demographic. Before I could start creating these, I needed to do some research. I looked into the Hearst Magazine Company in order to ensure that my magazines would share the same values and appeal as the other 19 magazines Hearst publishes in the UK. Hearst state that their overarching purpose is to help people get more out of life. Therefore, I aim to create a magazine that is not only entertaining, but also aspirational. Hearst Magazines is one of the world's largest publishers of monthly magazines, and so I'll be creating magazine covers for 2 consecutive months. To help with the creation of my own magazine front covers, I analysed some of the magazine covers published by the Hearst Company. In particular, I plan to adopt a similar style to Cosmopolitan magazine in my own work, especially in regards to bold titles and a simple but attention-grabbing colour scheme. I also looked at magazines not published by Hearst, such as the music magazines Q and Billboard. These gave me further ideas regarding the content I could use in my own work. I found Billboard's use of dark colours paired with more striking colours to be a way of adding depth to the magazine, something I wish to create in my magazine in order to attract as many consumers as possible. To make sure that my front covers include all the features that a professional magazine should, I have researched the layout of magazines online. This has given me the idea of where I should place such features as the masthead and the cover line. We were asked to take some photos over a weekend of people, activities, nature or food in order to inspire our decisions and what kind of images we would like to include on our front covers and contents pages. I will narrow down the photos based on my target audience. It is important for the individuals on my magazine to be young and socially diverse in order to reach my target audience of 16 to 25-year-olds. I aim to include people of varying ethnicities to make sure as many young people as possible feel represented. In making my magazine so inclusive, I believe more people will want to be associated with my brand, a good reputation will be solidified, and my magazine will be representative of today's diverse society. In class, we have been taught how to use Photoshop, which will allow me to edit my photos to create sleek front covers and contents pages. I have learnt how to cut out images, edit text to fit my theme, change backgrounds and retouch images. To begin with, I thought I should use a smoothing tool to blur out any imperfections on the individual starring on my magazine front covers. This would be in keeping with most other magazines on the market. However, after some consideration, I have decided that I will leave any imperfections untouched in order to showcase the reality of youth, an aspect I believe will really appeal to my target audience. I believe that in this day and age, people, especially young people, are becoming more aware of this hyper-reality and are wanting to reject it due to unhealthy and unrealistic standards it sets for males and females. It was then time to start considering my content pages. Just like my magazine front covers, I made sure to research and analyse some contents pages from well-known magazines. This knowledge allows me to ensure that I cover all the main features that a contents page should include, while also taking inspiration for the layout. When looking at these contents pages, I saw that the same colour scheme that was on the front covers had been adopted to the contents pages. The contents page seems to be much more detailed with a heavier focus on text. There is also one main cover story that is brought to the reader's attention by a large title and image. The page numbers are usually large and in bold to ensure that the reader can easily find the location of each feature. Contents pages also include adverts and competitions. I will also use Photoshop to create my contents pages. It is important that my magazine front covers and contents pages link together in order for my brand to be recognisable to the audience. I want there to be a correlating colour scheme and an obvious uniformity of text. The final step of my coursework is to create my website. In order to do this, we will use the online website editor Wix, which allows us to work from a variety of pre-existing templates. Firstly, I need to make sure that my website links with the ideas shown in my contents page and front covers. With my audience being 16 to 25-year-olds, I am aware that the majority of my demographic would use phones, laptops, and tablets in their everyday life, and so I want to make sure that my website is functional on all devices. Additionally, I am making the assumption that most of my audience have a presence on social media, and so I'm planning to use synergy with Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, and also plan to have links to YouTube, Spotify, Apple Music, and Amazon. From doing some research, I found that my website, in order to be successful, should be eye-catching, so it should include lots of movement. For example, when hovering over a story, something can pop up or the colour of the text can change so that the user can fully interact with the website. I can use read now buttons, pop-up ads, slideshows and videos to achieve this movement. I also want there to be a subscription option on my website in order to further link my magazine with my website. This would mean that users will be able to sign up to pay a fee to receive my monthly edition of my magazine. Having this feature on my website will hopefully increase sales as well as the public's knowledge of my brand. As I mentioned before, I will be using synergy with social media, and this will allow people using my site to give feedback, and therefore the consumers could become prosumers, something that I believe will prove to be valuable in improving my brand in the future. I will also include an About page where there will be a Contact Us feature where people can get in touch and offer their feedback and opinions, which I think will benefit my brand. I am also thinking of including the photos and names of the people behind the website, which I hope will create a more personal feel to my brand. I believe the more personal my website looks, the more likely people are to subscribe and buy my magazine. So overall, I will end up with 2 magazine front covers for an entertainment magazine featuring individuals of different ethnicities within my target demographic of 16 to 25-year-olds. I will also have created 2 content pages that will link to my front covers and that will share the same colour scheme. My website will also link to both of my front covers and contents pages and will be interactive for my audience to encourage them to keep scrolling.